Imagine for a moment a world painted in a palette of scents, sounds, and sights far beyond our own. This is the reality of dogs, our furry companions who see the world through an entirely different lens. When you look at your dog, what do you think they see? Is it just a blur of colors and shapes, or is it something more profound? Let's dive into the fascinating way dogs perceive their surroundings, and trust me, it's a journey worth taking. First off, let's talk about color. We humans are used to a vibrant spectrum of colors. We can differentiate between thousands of shades. But for dogs, the world is a bit more muted. They are dichromats, meaning they primarily see two colors, blue and yellow. So, that bright red ball you threw? To your dog, it might look more like a dull brown or gray. But don't feel sorry for them. Their vision is adapted to their needs. While they may not appreciate the beauty of a sunset in the same way we do, they can detect movement and see better in low-light conditions. This is because their eyes have more rod cells, which are sensitive to dim light. So, while we're busy admiring the colors of a rainbow, your dog is probably more focused on the fluttering leaves or the squirrel darting up a tree. Now, let's move on to their sense of smell, which is where things get truly mind-blowing. Imagine a world where every single breath you take is filled with layers of information. Dogs have up to 300 million olfactory receptors in their noses, compared to our mere 6 million. This means they can detect scents at incredibly low concentrations, as much as 100 million times better than we can. When your dog sniffs the ground during a walk, they aren't just picking up random smells. They're reading a complex story left behind by other animals, people, and even the environment itself. It's like they have a superpower that allows them to gather information about the world in a way we can only dream of. Think about it. When you take your dog to the park, they might be overwhelmed by the sheer amount of information. Each blade of grass, each patch of dirt, is a treasure trove of smells. They can tell who has been there before, whether a dog is friendly or not, and even what the weather was like days ago based on the scent left behind. It's a sensory experience that's rich and complex, and it gives them a deep connection to their environment. And what about their hearing? Dogs can hear sounds at frequencies as high as 65,000 Hz, while we humans max out around 20,000 Hz. This means they can catch the faintest sounds that we can't even imagine. The rustle of a mouse in the grass, the distant sound of a car approaching, or even the subtle vibrations of a thunderstorm. These are all things your dog can pick up long before you do. Their ears are finely tuned instruments, allowing them to navigate their world with a level of awareness that often leaves us in the dust. Now, let's not forget about the emotional intelligence that dogs possess. They are incredibly attuned to our feelings and can read our body language and facial expressions with remarkable accuracy. Studies have shown that dogs can recognize human emotions and respond accordingly. When you're sad, they might come over to nuzzle you, sensing that you need comfort. When you're happy, they're right there, wagging their tails, eager to share in your joy. This connection is not just about companionship, it's a deep understanding that transcends words. But how do they form these bonds with us? Well, it all comes down to oxytocin, the same hormone that helps create bonds between humans. When you look into your dog's eyes and feel that rush of love, your body releases oxytocin, and so does theirs. It's a beautiful cycle of affection that reinforces your relationship. Your dog sees you not just as a provider of food and shelter, but as a partner in their adventure through life. Let's talk about playtime for a moment. To us, throwing a ball or tugging on a rope might seem like a simple game, but to dogs, it's a vital part of their social structure and mental stimulation. Play is how they learn about their environment, develop their physical abilities, and strengthen their bonds with us and other dogs. When they chase after that ball, they're not just exercising, they're engaging in a primal instinct that hones their hunting skills, even if they're not out in the wild. And what about their routines? Dogs thrive on consistency. They see the world in patterns and rhythms, and they find comfort in knowing what to expect. That morning walk, the sound of the treat bag rustling, or the time you usually come home from work, these are all markers in their day that give them a sense of security. When things change, like a new schedule or a different route for your walk, it can throw them off balance. So, the next time you look at your dog, remember that their world is not just about being our pets. It's a rich tapestry of smells, sounds, and emotions. They see life in ways we can't even begin to comprehend, and every wag of their tail or tilt of their head is a reminder of their unique perspective. In many ways, our dogs are not just companions. They are our guides, helping us to slow down and appreciate the little things in life. They remind us to take a deep breath, to enjoy a sunny day, and to find joy in the simplest of moments. So, let's cherish that bond, understanding that while we may not see the world as they do, we can still learn from their unfiltered, joyful experience of life.